Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2011 Miss Philippine Weekend Queen, Priscilla Rose Limcaco, and Mr. Philippine Weekend King, Brandon Lee Lopez.
When Priscilla came up to me telling me to join Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend Pageant, I denied without hesitation. I wasn't the kind of guy you would ever see in any type of pageant or onstage competition, unless it involved an instrument. After this whole experience, I'm glad that I agreed to join. Through Mr. Miss, I've gained the confidence to display myself as the well-mannered yet goofy man I know myself to be, along with meeting some great people along the way. Practices were definitely fun because of our court, except for all those times we would have to repeat opening number over and over in a stuffy gym without air condition. I wouldn't have had the courage or will to do any of this without the people who have helped me along the way, so I want to say thank you. Priscilla, I want to thank you for insisting me to join because not only did this pageant keep me busy throughout the summer, but it also got me out of my comfort zone to do things I wouldn't otherwise do. Thank you for helping me find sponsors, choosing outfits, and most of all, for being my friend through it all. To my court, I apologize if I was socially awkward at times, but I still feel like I'm working on it. At any rate, thank you Eldon, Leslie, Lorena, and Jenna for making me feel welcome and comfortable being myself around you guys. To Nika, thank you for putting up with all of us because I can tell it was frustrating for both you and Crystal. To my mom, as cliche as it sounds, there's no amount of words that can express how thankful I am of everything you have done for me and continue to do for me on a day-to-day basis. You put up with my stubbornness and still love me at the end of the day. Lastly, to this year's candidates and potential future candidates, never forget these experiences that you've had on the stage tonight and throughout the week into Philippine Weekend because for some of you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, especially for the guys. Make the most out of this experience as a whole, not just the pageant itself, but throughout Philippine Weekend and throughout your reigning year. Remember that regardless of what the sashes and crowns say tonight, you are all kings and queens of Philippine Weekend tonight, tomorrow, and for years to come. I bid you farewell and thank you for allowing me to be Philippine Weekend King for 2011.
Magandang gabi po sa iyong lahat. These were the words of my introduction to one of the most memorable nights I have had the opportunity to experience 1 year ago. Throughout high school, I found myself involved in as many Filipino cultural events and organizations as possible, and I thought they would end at graduation. I never dreamed of actually running for the Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend pageant, let alone winning the title. But I guess God had other plans in store for me. Last summer and this past year have been some of the greatest blessings and experiences I have ever had. I am extremely grateful for the friendships, memories, and opportunities that have come along the way, and there are so many people I have to thank for that. First and foremost, I thank God. This past year has been the craziest journey I have ever embarked on, from the Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend pageant to the unanticipated spiritual growth I've experienced in college. Without him and his unfailing love, I would not be where I'm at today. To my family, thank you so much for your never-ending support and care in getting me through the tough times. To my mom, thank you for always being there for me as my #1 cheerleader and stylist throughout all my pageants. I don't know what I would do without you. To my dad, thank you for always pushing me to be my best and to always believe in myself no matter what. To Nika and the rest of the Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend Pageant Committee, thank you for all the hard work that you put into making the pageant the very best that it can be each year. Without you, this pageant and all the opportunities that come along with it wouldn't be possible. To the 2012 Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend Pageant candidates, I hope that your experience this year is just as enjoyable, fulfilling, and unforgettable as mine was. No matter who wins tonight, I pray that you take this once-in-a-lifetime experience beyond the summer, remember all that you have learned here, and continue to contribute to the Filipino community in the future in ways that will positively reflect who we are and what our culture is all about. To Jenna, Leslie, Lorena, and Eldon, my fellow 2011 Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend Court, I thank you so much for all of the memories we had the opportunity to share together. I'll never forget the week that we spent float building and making numerous trips to Home Depot for all of our supplies and all our random adventures. You guys are the best. I'm so blessed to have you as my court. Finally, to my king, Brandon Lee Lopez. This past year has been one wild ride. I thank you for actually deciding to be a candidate for the pageant with me and being encouraging along the way. I'll never forget the endless hours we spent working on our costumes, formal wear, float building, and repeatedly practicing routines. You've been my best friend throughout this journey. It's crazy to think that we won this together, and saddening to know it's about to come to an end. But that's okay, because hopefully we will have many more memorable moments to share with each other. As my reign as the 2011 Miss Philippine Weekend Queen comes to an end, I can say that I am forever grateful for the opportunities and experiences I have attained along the way. This past year has been an honor to serve and represent the Filipino community, and tonight I bid you farewell. Maraming salamat po sa iyong lahat. At this moment, I would like to introduce the 2011 Mr. and Miss Philippine Weekend Royal Court. First Princess Lorena Matias. There she is. Princess Jenna Bunag. And Princess Leslie Ancahan.
Now I'd like to present 2011's Prince Eldon Ramos.
Let's have another round of applause for the Royal Court.